Everyone's brought up in a different way, right? Everybody's had, different parents, different circumstances. If it's a divorce, or if the parents stayed together and it was a very happy, loving relationship, or they stayed together for circumstances, everybody was grown up differently. You may have had two siblings, one sibling, only child, like me. There's a lot of different things. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rogan, and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought on this channel. I don't think I said that in the last video, but yeah, a little rusty. Haven't made a video in a while. Forgot some of the isms of the Rogan. But yeah, so topic that I want to talk about today, sharing a little bit of a short story about my life, is that my parents were very good to me. They were very kind and generous and loving and supportive, and they really pumped my tires in a good way. They always made me feel highly of myself and like a lot of self-esteem, but they always helped put things in perspective for me and like really realistic. Be an optimist with the glass half full, but don't be overly optimistic. Really keep things in check, right? But I always have felt the need to explain myself and like why I am the way I am and why my opinions are my opinions. And of course, everyone isn't opinionated, right? Everyone has strong opinions. Some are more vocal and direct with what they think and feel, and some are more reserved. Me, I'm the opposite of reserved. I'm a weirdo making YouTube videos. Okay, like I'm not reserved. I have no problem talking to a camera. Like when I'm talking to this camera, I could talk to 100 cameras, like flashing in my face, or I could talk to like 1,000 people in an auditorium. I have a lot of great ideas that I can share, and this channel is like ideas worth sharing. This is just my opinion. This is how I live my life. This isn't meant to be super direct advice, but it's designed to make you think, and I don't want this channel to be an echo chamber like some of the echo chambers that I've seen on the platform. And it can be dangerous because the more you let into your brain and let it consume you, the more this platform can rewire you and change you. An example of that is the red pill. A lot of the red pill is bullshit, but there are aspects of it that are truthful, and there are good things taught, like self improvement physically, your physical appearance, or like your in shape, physical, financial, mental, spiritual, that's important. But the topic of this video is that I've always felt the need to explain myself, and more people are more reserved. They may drop little hints in conversation about a girl they meet, like if just say at the beginning of like they're dating someone, and they're subtle and they do little things here or there, and then eventually they go a little bit more in depth about how they feel, or like their interests or hobbies or opinions about like some of these really serious issues, like anything related to like topics of politics, or like careers, or family dynamics, or pets, like whatever you can think of. But I've always just been an incredibly open individual, and I've always felt the need to explain myself because it's how I was brought up. Because I never had a curfew growing up. I could always like whatever, like when I could drive, or even when I couldn't drive and I was driven around by maybe my friends' parents, I would stay out for as long as I wanted. I would do whatever I wanted. My parents would trust me because like I would be completely and upfront and honest with them what I did. I was like, oh yeah, I drank like 10 beers, or like, oh yeah, like I drove my car and I was out late at night. And I was like, oh, I got pulled over by a cop one time with my former friend Devin. If you're watching this, I love you, buddy. But he kind of left our friend group. Yeah, but like no need for an awkward goodbye. But I didn't do some of the smartest things in college, but I was always honest, and I always said my intentions were good in a lot of scenarios. And if ever I was down, or if I was upset or happy or whatever, my parents would know instantly because they could see it on my face, and they would know when something's out of whack. And I couldn't just say like, "Oh, I'm fine." Like my dad would grill me. He'd be like, "You can't just sit there and tell me you're fine when I know you're not fine." Or even if I didn't look that great and I was actually being honest, and I was like, "Oh no, nothing's bothering me. I'm just tired. I'm just like, oh." oh, I'm tired. But it's the way I was brought up. I was always I wasn't always grilled, but I was always pushed into like expressing like my opinions or how I feel. Like my grandmother, oh my god, she is very opinionated. I love her to death, but I am opinionated too. But as I've grown older, I've actually learned to keep more to myself unless I'm asked. Because some people, they grow up like, don't speak unless you're spoken to. But me growing up, oh, I would always be the first one to speak, and I'd be like, me. Not me. But like, I was like, oh, this and that, I think this. But as I've grown older, I've become a little bit more like, okay, I don't have to just put it all out, like, display all my cards in my hand all out at once. And I have a little notes on my computer typed out for this too. I don't usually have a ton of notes, but yeah. So some things sometimes being left up into interpretation can keep a little bit of mystery and a little spontaneity and a little bit like, I'm not sure about that. What is he thinking, or what's he gonna do, or what's he gonna. So it's all different and important to how we've grown up and like our upbringing. Like, I've never had a brother or sister, but I always thought I would make a fantastic big brother. Like, I've always wanted to kind of like beat someone up if they're giving my younger siblings any trouble. But I never got that opportunity, and who knows? But everyone's different, because there's like the 3-kid family, the 4-kid family. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. How do you portray yourself? Like, do you have no problem like disclosing whatever? And like, it's important to work on a filter as well. But like, are you very open, or are you very closed off? Or, oh yeah, also I forgot to mention about any type of trauma that people have experienced. Like, I have a little bit of trauma, but it's not a ton. But some people have trauma where they have a difficulty opening up to anybody, and it's completely different. Like, everyone's life circumstance is different, and sometimes me making a video like this might actually help someone to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should see a therapist, or like maybe I should talk to a professional. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should be a little bit more open with my brother, or a little bit more open with my cousin who, about how I'm feeling about a certain event or a topic or an opinion. I thought that making a video like this might inspire someone to kind of say like, okay, well, maybe I can step a little bit out more of my comfort zone and I can learn to heal, or I can dial it back. Like, I've worked on really dialing it back. So, of course, crazy guy making a YouTube video. If you want to see more crazy videos from this crazy guy, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and the notification bell. It might work. It might not. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. And my gimbal died. I thought it was full battery, but I guess it wasn't. Hit the like button if you liked it. Smash that dislike button if you didn't like my topic, my shirt, or my face. Just remember, comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I got some great new ideas for the channel. I'm looking forward to bringing them to you. It's going to be really, really fun. I got some dedicated videos planned for diversification, asset allocation, and metals dedicated videos, because you guys all know metals is one of my favorite things to talk about on the channel, but I don't talk about it too often because it doesn't perform so well. But that doesn't matter. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.